Homestead fencing tools. Let's go through them, tool by tool, cost by cost, and tell you the brands I like to use. And then we'll head down to the fence, to summer paddock we call it, and we'll go through the materials that we used and the cost of all those materials, and we'll come up with an overall cost for our 480 metre section of fence. Now these prices are basically entry level prices. You can spend whatever you like on tools, the more the merrier, I reckon. For a starter kit, this is a pretty good array and it works out quite cost effective. Got me notes, most important. So we'll start with the big ticket items first. A petrol post rammer. Now this is an eBay one, 450 bucks. The next big ticket item would have to be an auger, handheld auger. Now we don't use this one, we have an excavator with an auger, but these are from about 250. Now let's get into some like little nitty gritty bits. A gripple tool for doing up gripples. Now I recommend buying a name brand gripple tool. This is an actual gripple tool, 150 bucks. Next thing is some wire strainers. Now you want Hayes 108 wire strainers. I found they are the best, and believe me when I say the best, because they're still in my toolbox and all the other ones that I've bought are in the bin. Now they're probably $200. They are, not cheap. Next thing is a variety of hand tools. You know, hammer, level, chisel, a variety of drill bits here, a little screwdriver, some pliers, a little adjustable spanner. These are pliers that you put on the little staples on the wire with. This is just an automatic version. You don't need that. You can just get away with this. Some marker paint, little jerry can to put some fuel in for the various petrol driven implements. Now hand tools I can't really put a price on because, you know, I could say 100 bucks, 150 bucks. You've probably got various hand tools just laying around. And all I do is I chuck them in my little toolbox, and you can see there's just various things in there, and you've just got them on hand ready to go, you know. What else we got here? We got a good old-fashioned star picket driver, like a hand one, that you just put on top of the picket and you give it an almighty. They're about from about 50. This is a spinning jenny that you would have seen in the videos that the big 1500 metre rolls of wire go on. They're about 120, they're pretty cheap, but very handy. We've got a star picket remover. Now they are pretty handy. Let's just say it's all handy to have, you know what I mean? So they're from about 120 bucks. If you've ever tried pulling a star picket out of the ground by hand, that's hard going. But these things, they work well. Then we've got a variety of shovels. We just got a standard shovel and one of those funny post hole shovels. Bar, a big iron bar. So price of the shovel, sorry. Shovel, hey, 30 bucks. Probably the same for one of them. You can spend as much as you like on shovels. The bar is probably about 80. Can't forget to have a drink bottle when you're out there. Now all up, this all comes to about, I'll just check my notes here, $1,400 for all this. It may sound a lot of money, but once you've bought it, you don't have to buy it all in one hit. If you know you're going to be doing some fencing coming up, you know, just start with the basics. You don't need the petrol driver to put the pickets in. You can use the hand one. You might put 2 pickets in with that, and then you'll probably go and buy one of these anyway. Digging holes with the shovel and the two-handle post hole shovel thing is fun, and then you get over it pretty soon and you go and buy a little cheap auger. Now those augers in sand and sort of, you know, soft loamy ground, they work really well. Just hang on to it, because if it hits a little rock, it'll take you for a ride. Don't ask me how I know, I just know. So, but in rocky ground, waste of time. Don't bother. You need something bigger, hydraulically driven, to dig holes in rocky ground. Even putting pickets in rocky ground with this, with the driver, petrol driver, it can be a little bit hard or challenging at times. It doesn't take much of a rock in the ground to stop the star picket. So what are we going to talk about next? We're going to talk about the cost of fencing. Fence wire, star pickets, corner sections, gates, everything, and how much our fence cost us. I'll type it out and we'll put it at the end of this video, all the costings, so you can pause it or screenshot it or write it down, whatever you want to do. Why don't we head down to the fence and we'll just have a look at some of these products and we'll just talk about the cost. Now, as you can see, and we explained in our videos there, I'm going to touch that because it's hot, electric, all right? Our fence consists of a barbed wire on top and 4 strands of single strand horizontal wires. 2 of them are electric and 2 of them are earth. We have black pickets, steel corner assemblies that we made. Now the pickets are roughly 4 metre spacings. Now, what does stuff cost? The barbed wire comes in 500 metre rolls. That's $80. And again, this will be at the end to screenshot for you, typed out nicely. The single strand wire for a 1500 metre roll, so 1.5 kilometres of 2.5mm high tensile, is $220. We used about 2,000 metres, a roll and a bit. Pickets are $9 each. Now we used 70 pickets in this one section. Now we'll say this one section of fence is 480 metres long. Corner assemblies. There is a video on the corner assemblies that we made, designed and made, because they were cheaper than anything you could buy. So we made them for $80 a corner. Now you'll be looking, if you need to buy some from the shop, you'll be looking at around probably $200 per corner. Gripples, you've seen the little gripples and the gripple tool. So the gripples are about $2.50 each, and they are so handy. They're a very easy way to tighten up some wire. Then we have the wire joiners. Now they're the little crisscross thing that you saw on the electric fence video, and they are $2 each. Now we used 30 gripples and 30 of the crisscross wire joiners. Oh, we've got insulators too. I just saw one. Forgot the insulators. Now we've got 2 different types of insulators. We've got the plastic type that goes on the star picket, and we have the porcelain type, which we used to insulate the hot wire when we tie it off to a fence. The porcelain ones were $2 each. The plastic ones were 80 cents each. Okay, and we used 140 of the plastic insulators and 30 of the porcelain insulators. What else did we use on here? Probably about 9 bags of rapid set. So that was about $80 worth of rapid set. All up, this fence with no gates, because gates we're going to talk after. So just to run the wire, the corner assemblies, the barbed wire, the pickets, the insulators, to make this perimeter 480 metres long, cost us $1,917. Now if you divide that up by the metres, that works out to approximately $3.99 a metre. $3.99. How good's that? We'll call it $4. Let's go chat gates. Now we only have one gate that goes into this area. We are going to cut another one in down there when it goes into another paddock that we haven't done yet, but that's like stage 2 of the fencing project. So this was an existing fence and we cut this gate into it. Now we did it out of copper logs because this little paddock here is like, we call it the home paddock. This is where the cows come at night. They get shut in here and then they spend the night in here, then in the morning they get let out into the big wide world. You got something to say? That's why they're done out of copper logs. Now if you do it out of steel posts, your call, whatever your flavour is. So we had to buy 6 logs. Now our logs are $30 each. These are 2.1 metre posts and 3 metre rails. So I think the 2.1s were $28 and the 3 metres were like $33. So we're just going to call it $30 a pop. Now there's 6 of them, that's $180. There's a gate. This gate is 3 metres long. We already had the gate because we just got stuff everywhere. right? But if you need to buy a gate, gates will start at about 140 going up to 250 bucks, depending on the width that you want. Now, I'd recommend a minimum of 3 metres, because that's a lot easier just to get a car through. You got a bit of extra gap. You know, if you're trying to herd animals through it, it's not too narrow. So 3 metres is a good opening. Are you scratching your head? Hey, you checking out the hinge? Is it okay? Say call it 200 for a gate. And most gates come with the hinges and the chain for the latch. Just double check that when you buy it. 180. What are you doing? Now I did concrete these logs in with a bag of rapid seed each one. So that's 4 bags. That's 4/8 of 32. So we're probably looking best part of 450 bucks to put a gate in. All right. And then there's a few little bibs and bobs, like some U-nails, the odd ratchet strainer thing, maybe a gripple, you know, just a few little bits that you'll probably have in your toolkit anyway. I can highly recommend that when you go buy some stuff, like fencing stuff, right, if you're going to buy like some gripples, I know everything adds up, right? Everything adds up in price. Buy a whole pack, you know? I just get sidetracked with Summer because she's so funny. I recommend buying a whole pack, you know? Just buy that little bit more so you've got some left over in your kit. So if you do have a fence break, right, or a wire snaps, or you need to do a repair, you're not going, oh geez, I've got to like run down the shop. I mean, fair enough, our nearest fencing shop is in town. It's probably only 5 minutes away. But some people, you know, it could be an hour's drive to go to their nearest shop. Going to get a visit from Peanut. Oh, I love Peanut. Hello. Hello. You going to come say hello to the camera? She's like so cute. Now, I do appreciate you hanging around this long in the video, right, with me just throwing numbers out there. But hit that notification bell so you know when our next video is coming out. And get ready to hit the pause button, because we'll put these costings up on the screen so you can screenshot, write down, whatever you like. Are you going to come and let me give you a pat? Or are you like, oh, what's that camera doing? Not sure. Later. See you on the next one.